heck is a segundo volante? So there's literally 3 games left in the season. I signed a new contract because they offered me one in January, and I figured why not? I was on a year-to-year contract as it was. And I've been applying for jobs left and right for the better part of 18 months now. There's takeover rumors yet again, and now the board's upset and they want me to apologize for applying for all these jobs. Here's what I'm going to do. So my options are, I can't apologize enough. I'm desperate to stay here. Promise not to apply for other jobs again. That's not going to happen. I've done so much for the club. I deserve another chance. It's true, but I'm still applying for other jobs. That's the club needs more appeal. You should show some faith in me. If you fire me now, then you'll miss out on the compensation you'll be owed if somebody came in for me. It's probably best for everyone involved if you let me stay. If you sack me, I'll want a happy locker room for the new head coach to deal with. I don't know who you're going to bring in that's better than me. If you sack me, the fans won't be happy. You'll be put under pressure. I'm going to go with you. If you fire me, then you'll miss out on the compensation. They've relieved me. Wow. That is... Okay. You know what? We'll follow that, and then we can apply for as many jobs as we want. I mean, I've got a couple out there, but we'll definitely take a look and see what's going on. That is just absolutely wild. Wow. Just wow. So, you know what? I'm gonna apply for jobs. It's February now. We'll see how long it takes, and it goes from there. Hopefully we'll have a job before the end of the season and figure it out. That is wow. Well, last season Bakmaro finished in 3rd place, which is Euro Cup 2 football. It's actually regional, or you know what, we can go here and check it out. Rules. 3rd place, Euro Cup 2 first qualifying round. So they're playing European football. They'll get a little bit of money from it. My understanding is the club was sold yet again. The coach they hired is Levan Abuladze, who is okay, I guess. Milestones. He was the head coach at Dinamo Zugeti and resigned, finished 9th, hired. He was only there for a year. He was at Aragvi. So, you know, we left him a good squad. Hopefully he will maintain their top 4 standing in the league. We wandered quite a bit. We got let go in February. As you can see, it's now June. We had a lot of interviews. Now, the one club I thought we'd have a chance of getting was Metal Kharkov, if only for the music alone. I mean, it's the language of my people, for crying out loud. Why not? They're not exactly a big club. They're in the Ukrainian First League. Their value is okay. They have a little bit more season ticket holders than Bakmaro does. Their finances are insecure, but they're professional. The league itself is strong, but there's a lot of opportunities to move up, especially when you consider, you know, the teams from the Russian Premier, or the Ukrainian Premier League rather, get relegated down here, but the chances of going up are fairly good. And for a squad that finished on 47 points, you know, it's only 10 points short of promotion. Their thing is, they can't hold on to a head coach. They always leave to go to bigger and brighter pastures. I mean, I started the Save in 2022, you know, and they've had 6 coaches every time I went to the job board. It seemed like they were always looking for a new head coach. I applied there, went through the whole interview process, and ultimately they ended up going with this fellow right here, Vladislav Zaychuk, who, in all honesty, is a decent coach. I mean, he's better than me. His stats are, his attributes are definitely better than mine. We had an interview with FC Achka. They're in the Hungarian 2nd division. They went instead with Georgian Magyar. They were the first club we interviewed with, actually, and we didn't get it. And then a couple weeks later, we interviewed with Metal and didn't get that job. I really thought I had a chance to get this. The Hungarian 2nd League is big. It's 20 teams, but The rules are fairly nice. You actually get money for placing. No more than 390 EU players, 220 players, which I kind of like. 100 player than playing 11, which I kind of like. And then, you get promoted. You get promoted to the first division, and you're playing with teams like Ferencváros, Honvéd, MTK, Puskás Academia. And here, the Hungarian first division, you get European Champions Cup qualifying all the way down to the fourth round and a decent amount of money, plus there's TV revenue and things like that. And then I think let me check something out here real quick. Yeah, the Hungarian Cup winner, you get money for winning this too, plus they also qualify for the Euro Cup 2 second qualifying round. So the opportunity for European football is there. Plus it's a fairly big league. If you do really well in Hungary, you get noticed. And we didn't get that job. So June rolls around, I'm looking around, I see a club pop up, I take a look at it, and I think, you know what, I'm going to apply for it. The worst they're going to say is no, or they're not going to take my interview, like every other job did. Had an interview, went just the same as the medal interview and the Ajka interview, and 3 days later, they came to me and said, we want you to take over the club. I said, yeah, sure, I've been 5 months unemployed. I mean, you can live cheap in Eastern Europe on a decent amount of, on a little bit of money, and I was, doing okay, but, I like working. So here we are. We are at Spartaks, or to be more clear, FK Spartaks Jurmala in the Latvian Higher League. I'm going to explain why I took this job here in just a minute. So they were founded in 2007. They're picked to finish mid-table. The Latvian Higher League is only 9 teams. There's not a lot of games played. It's just as many games as in the Georgian leagues. So, but one of the reasons I came here was because if you look at Latvia, so this league is currently, the country itself is ranked 137th. The Latvian Higher League is currently 71st. They rose 5 places. If we look at the Georgian National, and I remember that was there now that I looked at that, the Georgian National League is ranked 87th. So it's a bit of a move up. 16 places doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is. And it's something I was looking for. The other reason I came here was because of the rules. If you finish top 4, you're in Euro Cup football. 9 subs, 5 U's, no more than 4 foreign players, so I can bring foreign players in. But there's no registration rules or anything like that. There's rules about players on loans and things like that. The bottom 2 teams are relegated to the Future League. The Future League's a little bit bigger. Supernova is actually our B squad. Yeah, Supernova is actually our B squad. So it's one of those situations where it's very similar to the Georgian National League. There's not a lot of games. There isn't, only because of how many teams there are in the league. There's 9 teams in the league. You play each other twice. That's 18 games. Season wise, if we look at their season last year, there's not a lot of games in between January and April. The season's kind of truncated as a result, which I'm totally fine with. They actually got European football last year. They made it all the way to the second path qualifying round, and they got beaten by Lokomotiva, who are a team in the Croatian first. This is Lokomotiva Zagreb. They're in the Croatian first league. So, there's a chance to win some money that way. I think, let me check something out here real quick. Yeah, 320,000 euros, 160,000 euros. Let me see here. That's the knockout round stages. The group stages here. 100,000 if you lose. So if you're like in the third qualifying round, second qualifying round. So if you're in the second qualifying round and you lose, you get 85,000 euros. But the other reason I came to this team was because of their finances. Their payroll is really good. It's a 17,000. It's almost an 18,000 euro payroll. I'm currently 10,000 under that. My transfer budget's 60,000 euros. I'm currently under that, or I haven't spent any of that. And the reason is I already have a really good squad. But as you can see, our income is exceeding our expenditures. Now, this is before we've started playing games. I've had to move a couple people on. I've had to let a couple people go. But I think we are going to be a lot more revenue positive here. Maybe not a lot positive, but 154,000 in the red there, 89,000 in the red there, 120,000 in the red there. It looks like this is when they may have been sold, I guess. That's in loans. We have a bank loan, it's 200,000. We have 170,000 euros left on it. It's 15.5. I suspect that's when the current owners took over the club. So the league is strong, but there's not really a team that dominates it. I would bet, and I'll be honest, I know where Latvia is. I know next to nothing about the state of world football there, or the teams in general. I suspect if I was to look, it goes Riga, Valmiera. Riga is a decent squad. They're worth a little bit of money, 3.94, 370. That's the other thing. I don't know if I can I pull that up here for us? Yeah, we're only worth 206,000 euros, and we don't have a ton of season ticket holders. We have a very nice stadium. It's 250, it seats 2,500 people. I'll pull up the Google Earth. I'll transition to that here. Can I do that? Let's see. Now, this is going to look a little weird here because I have a 34-inch monitor. And if I move this down here, will the camera pop up? Yeah, it will. Okay, so this is going to look just a little weird. I have a 34-inch monitor, and I've got the window full size, and I just don't want to adjust this over here. But this is the stadium. Seats 2,500. We are on... We're on the... okay, it's reversed. We're on the coast of the Baltic Sea. It's a lovely little community. Got the river on one side, got the rail line. Yep, rail line running through it. So it's got a lot of potential. I think if we have some really good seasons here and I get my coaching qualifications here, we can definitely move up the ladder some. Speaking of coaching qualifications, I think... I did this last time too, where I couldn't find my... Well, let me see if we can start a coaching course. Continental B. We're going to continue here real quick, see what the board says. We're coming up on the preseason, so what I thought we'd do here is, once we see what the board says about me taking a coaching course, we'll look at the squad as it presently exists. So, the good news and bad news is the Latvian player database is not that deep. And the curve of players is there's not a lot of good players. There's a decent amount of middling players and a lot of players that I would consider to be below middling. So your squad varies. You do get... I'm inclined to say no. Okay, I'll wait a year. We will accept all the friendlies we can. So it's odd. This club has... I kid you not, we have the regular coaching staff, we have the Supernova staff, we have the Spartaks 2 staff, which is the reserve squad, we have the under-18s. So we've got 4 different clubs. So this Latvian Future League is the youth squad, I want to say. Okay, so we'll take a look at the players here. We'll see if we can filter it out. So yeah, senior squad, reserve squad, second team, and the U18 squad. So if we sort by current ability, our best player is a Croatian, Tin Vukmanic. Defensive right back, can also play wing back, midfielder, and advanced midfielder, a little bit of left back, no nonsense, solid guy across the board. Already pretty much better than any player we had back at Bakmaro, with the exception of maybe the strikers. Timi Ogyuni is from Nigeria. He is a midfielder who can also play advanced midfielder on the right and midfielder on the right. Again, like a lot of players at this level, he's decent in some areas, not so decent in others, but for the skills he needs, for the position he's playing, he's not bad. 16 first touch, 14 dribbling, 13 crossing, 13 technique, 13 passing. I can't remember if I'm playing him. I think I'm playing him at box to box. Vyacheslav Kudrzevics is my keeper. 4-star current ability, 4-star potential, 4.5-star potential ability. I believe he is the keeper for the Latvian national team. I'll double check on that. But again, in terms of keeper attributes, he's fairly solid. David Titov, and I have two really good right backs. I got Vukmanik, and then I've got David Titov, who, if I can move him on, I probably would. But frankly, I need the depth on the field because he can also play defensive left back. He's better as an inverted wing back over on that side, but his utility on the right also makes him a very useful player. I suspect I will be switching him out all season. He's 4-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. Again, solid, if not spectacular. A lot of players at this level are going to fit that mold. They're solid. They're not spectacular. They don't excel in any one area, but for the position they're playing, the skills and attributes they need are quite adequate. And I am all on board with that, especially in a league where you're only playing 18 games. You need players like that. Liana Wamba is probably our primary scoring threat. He's 21 years old from Cameroon. Physically, he's fairly decent. Mentally, he's okay. The 4 Brave is a little bit on the low side. Technically, he's good where it counts. This is one of those cases where it's a player being good where it counts. 14 dribbling, 13 finishing, 14 first touch, 13 heading's nice. Paired with the 11 jumping reach, it's not bad. He's 6'1", 169 pounds. Passing's at 8, technique's at 13. His flair's at 13, his anticipation's at 12. He's a really good advanced forward. I could probably also get away with playing him as a pressing forward or a target man if I wanted to, but for now, he's going to be my advanced forward. We're playing the 4-2-4 again. You know what? I should probably just go there and show you the teams that way. Kamara is from Cote d'Ivoire. He is a solid left back. He's young, 22 years old, 2-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. He's probably one of the weaker links on the squad, but even then, from an attribute point of view, he's okay. The four crossing is a killer. The 16 determination will make up for a lot of things. It won't make up for lack of technique, that's for sure. Jaginskis is one of my defensive center backs. 3-star current ability, 3-star potential ability, 32 years old. I'm going to have a decent rotation going on there, I believe. Maboué Traoré is also from Cote d'Ivoire. He's a defensive midfielder normally, but I don't play defensive midfielders unless I absolutely have to. So I have him playing defensive center back, 2.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, 23 years old. Vukmanik we looked at. Dross is... it's Moldova. I don't know if they count that as foreign or not. They probably do. 26 years old, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. Again, one of those guys who is solid but does a really good job. I have him playing box-to-box midfielder. So because his attributes match up fairly well for that. He's a little low in some areas, but I'm okay with that. And then Timmy Ognuni. Timmy Ogunniyi. Sounds like I have a stutter. Is my deep lying playmaker. The 16 first touch is nice, 13 passing, 13 technique, 13 work rate, 11 off the ball. His determination, flair, and leadership are nice. His composure is nice. Physically, the 4 balance is a little bit on the low side. So is the 5 strength. He's not the fastest, but he can sit in the midfield and be the facilitator for the ball going forward. On the left wing, we have Putrasevics, 26 years old, 2-star current ability, 2-star potential ability. This and defensive left back are probably our weakest positions on the field. On the right, we have Akinbule, who is from Nigeria. He can also play striker, and he'll probably play striker every once in a while. Physically, probably the best player on the team from a physical point of view. Mentally, solid. The forward positioning is a little bit on the low side. Well, it is on the low side. I mean, that's why it's red. But I can forgive that. He's a winger. He's going to stay out on the flanks. He'll cut inside. He'll cross in. He shoots with power, plays with his back to the goal, which for a winger may not be the most ideal traits. I mean, I do like a pressing forward, though. I think the issue is, do I have somebody who is as good as he is to play there? Adhere is also from Nigeria. Wow, I may be over my 4-player limit. French player can still improve 2.5 star current ability, 3.5 star potential ability, 25 years old. And then Wamba is from Cameroon. We looked at him earlier. So the question is, one, Cameroon player is a foreign player, 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 foreign player. Yeah, that could be annoying because rules are the match squad must have no more than 4 foreign players. So we are going to have to figure that out, which means supplementing the squad with some Latvians. And we have some Latvians. We have some very good Latvians. As an example, Igor Srbijanovs, and I'm totally pronouncing that wrong. We know what we're going to do. He's already on the senior squad. If we move him up here to replace Akimbule, he takes care of one of our foreign player requirements. Is the Estonian player foreign? He is. That could be a slight tripping block. Alexis Junevic is probably our best young player with potential, 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Physically, he's already pretty gifted for a 16-year-old. Mentally, no real weaknesses other than his off the ball, which is a 4, and that can always improve. Technically, heading, marking, tackling are all nice. The 9 technique is also nice. Everything else is very, very blah. But again, 16 years old. He could probably get some playing time on the first squad. The vast majority of our team after that is kind of composed of these 2-star current ability, 3-star potential ability players. Players like Marcus Alpens, 2-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. Nothing really stands out about him other than what's frankly kind of bad with him: the 3 bravery, the 5 flair. But it's one of those cases where all we have to do is stay close near the top of the league. Let me see. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to move 2 players off of this. I bet my assistant coach isn't going to pick anybody because we are currently coming up on preseason. Transfer-wise, you know what? We'll address that next episode. For now, I think we're just going to wrap this one up. Not a lot going on. Leaving the old club, saying hi to the new club, and we'll have to figure out what we're going to do next. We are going to come back probably for our Cup second round game. It's the Latvian Cup. The rules are the winner qualifies for a Cup 2 first qualifying stage. The exceptions are the reserve squads. So we have an opportunity there. And the winner gets 50,000 euros. You can't complain about that. Any sort of money is good. Plus, considering how small the leagues are and the quality of competition, I think we have a really good chance of winning this. So what I'm going to do is save this. So we are now in Latvia. We've given up the mountains for the coast, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Having lived in both, they each have their appeal. They each have their distractions. But you know what? We're going to make the most of this job. We're going to get our next coaching license. We'll be here. We'll do here what we did at Georgia. We'll stay here 2, maybe 3 years tops. If another team from another league that's slightly higher, that's higher than we are, and represents an opportunity to move up and grow up the ladder, the coaching ladder comes along, we will definitely take an interest in it. I think, though, I'm not, push comes to shove, I'm probably not going to spam the job market like I did last time at Bacamoro. Frankly, I can understand why they did what they did, and I knew I was going to be... I had one team really interested in me. They didn't interview me because the team, Bacamoro, turned around and gave me a new contract. I mentioned that in the last episode, or in the intro, in the previous segment of this episode. And I think they expected because I signed the new contract, I would stop looking for a job. which in hindsight is a safe assumption, just not one I made. So, as a result, we're no longer in Georgia. We're now in Latvia. I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm interested to see. Part of me, I am interested to see if Bakhmaro can stay in the National League. We left them a stacked squad full of youth players with potential, and I wish them success. I really do. So that said, my job now is to get Spartaks to the top of the Latvian higher league, and then we will definitely do what we can to get through some European football and go forward from there. We're building our reputation, we're building our resume, and that's not a bad thing. If you did like what you seen and heard, please like, subscribe to the channel for more content, questions, criticisms, comments. Leave those down below. I'll answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM Jellicoe, and I thank you for watching.